Hello friends, welcome back. In this session, we are going to learn about Spring Data REST API implementation. Let us go ahead. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel for more technical videos. Press the bell icon for notifications on the latest videos. Please like and share this video with your friends. So what is Spring Data REST API? Okay, Spring Data REST is a part of Spring Data project, and it makes it easy to build hypermedia driven REST web services on top of the Spring Data repositories. Okay, so what do you mean by hypermedia driven? So REST web services. So basically, in our regular REST API responses, we will be having only the plain Java object responses like JSON responses. Okay, so it contains only a few parameters of the Pojo object. But in case of hypermedia driven, so we will be having some hyperlinks to access the next set of REST APIs. So we will discuss this in detail in the coming example. Okay. So basically, in a typical Spring Boot application, when we are performing the CRUD operations to store the employee, customer, or user data, so we will be defining controller and service layer and repository layers to expose the REST APIs. Instead, what Spring Data REST API provides is directly with the help of few annotations, Spring Data annotations, we can directly expose the REST APIs from the repository layer itself. So with the help of this, so we can avoid the boilerplate code, like we can avoid all these controller and service classes, and we can directly expose the REST APIs from the repository classes. Okay, so let us get into an example, and we will see how we can implement the Spring Data REST APIs. Okay, so let me generate a Spring Data project, REST API project with the help of Spring Initializer. So I think you might be already familiar with this. So we will be selecting the Gradle as a project type, and then Java language, and then let us say Spring Boot version, and we can fill all this project metadata details. And here what we can do is we can go for web, as we are exposing the we can add the dependencies Spring Web. Okay, and then we can add H2, as we are going to use the H2 console, H2 in memory database, and we can use Spring Data REST dependencies. Okay, so this dependency we can add it, and we can generate the project. Okay, we can click on generate, and we can generate the project. Since I have already generated the project, I am not going to regenerate it again. So I have already imported that project in the IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, so this is how my project looks like. So basically what we are doing is this is my Spring Data JPA REST project. So this is my application YML file. I am running this application on a server port 9005, and this is my Spring configuration file, which contains Spring Data source configurations to point to the in-memory database. So this is the employee DB which we have created, and this is the driver class name, username, and password details. Okay, so basically these are the Spring Data source and H2 in memory database configurations. Okay, so here we have a file called employee.sql file, so where we are creating the employee table, and we are adding some data. Okay, so here what we are doing is we are creating an employee table with ID, first name, last name, and then role, and we are inserting some data like first name, last name, and then what is the role. Okay, so MS Dhoni wicket keeper, and Virat Kohli captain, and Rohit Sharma as batsman. These are the data which we have inserted into the employee table. Okay, so now I have created an employee object, employee pointing to the employee table. So where we have ID and first name, last name as the entity parameters. Okay, so this is a straightforward Pojo class, and here we have a Spring Data application. This is a Spring Data Spring Boot application class, nothing much here. Okay, so let us get into the employee repository interface. Okay, so basically what we are trying to do here is, this is our employee repository class which extends the paging and sorting repository. Okay, so with the help of this paging and sorting repository, we are providing the pagination implementation for our repository interface. Okay, so this annotation, basically at the rate repository rest annotation, which will help us to expose the REST APIs from the repository classes. So with the help of this annotation, we can expose the REST APIs, and this is the path which we are providing here, like employee path. So this is our REST API request mapping path. Okay, so after that, what we can do is, we can write some methods, like the way how we write the methods to find the uh, employees by last name, first name, and by role. We can write some repository method, like find by last name with the parameter last name, and then we can write the method to retrieve the list of employees by first name. Okay, with the path parameter as first name, and then we can find the employees by role as well. Okay, so let us run this application and see how we can access the REST APIs from the repository class. Okay, so my application is up and running on the port 9005. So basically what we are trying to do is, we are trying to access this URL, first URL, employee URL. Okay, so here if you can see, once I access this URL, it is giving me all the data, like all the data which is available in the employee table, like all the 3 records. So what I was discussing with you earlier is like hypermedia driven response. So in our regular REST API implementation, if you're accessing the employee list of employees, we will be getting only this data, like first name, last name, and role, and we will be getting the list of employees. But in this case, we are getting the in the hypermedia driven responses, we will be getting some hypermedia links, like if I click on this link, it will open up the one more, it will call the next API, and it will get you the data. So these are the hypermedia driven responses. This is what is called hypermedia driven responses. Okay, so if you see here, since we have implemented the paging and sorting interface right here, so we are getting this response as like this, I mean as below, like pagination. Page size is, by default we are giving as page size as 20, and total elements is 3 in this particular database. Total elements is 3 and page size is 1. Okay, so we can configure this as well, and we can request for the particular page size and particular page size and page to a specific page. So I will help you, I will explain you that in detail the next. Okay, so basically what we can do is, here if I want to access a particular employee detail, I can just go ahead and access this employee detail. Let's say earlier we have access to one, now we can access to. Okay, it will give you this data, employee data. So let us try to access some employee which is not there. So it will not give you any data. If you are trying to access some employee whose data is not available, it will just give you the blank. Okay, it might throw you the exception. Okay, so now what we will do is, we will access the APIs, like the next API, search by first name. Okay, so let us try to access this API. So we can able to see the employee with the first name. Okay, first name, last name, and this is the role. So this is the employee, we got it with the help of this first name. Okay, similarly what we can do is we can access all these APIs like find by last name, and I can access this API find by last name. We can access this find by role as well. Okay, so here we are passing role is equal to wicket keeper. So based on this wicket keeper role, we are getting this data. Okay, so this is what we call it as hypermedia driven response. Okay, so next, like for example, if I want to do some pagination, okay, so I want to access a specific page, or this will give you the page like here currently what we have is, right now we are having three records, right? So MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli, and Rohit Sharma. Three records we have in the DB. Okay, so we can access a page. We can access the records with only some specific set of page size. Okay, if I use this query parameter, it will give you it will give you only the response with only two records. Okay, first two records. So if you see here below the page configurations, like a page size we have requested for 2, and total elements is 3, and total pages are 2, because we are requesting the data in terms of page size as 2, so that's why we are having 2 pages. Okay, so let us say if I want to access it 3, page size as 3. Okay, it will give you all these 3 records, but here you see here page size is 3 and total elements is 3, and total pages we have it in this case as 1, because we have only 3 elements in our page in the database. Okay, so so let us go to the next API. So in this API we can request for the page size, particular page size, page index, basically page index, and then we can specify how many elements we want it in that particular page. Okay, so we are requesting for the page 0, and the page size should contain page should contain 2 data. Okay, so here we are getting 2 elements. Okay, and if you see here the page configuration, page size is 2, total elements is we have it as 3, and the total page size is 2, but here we are requesting it for the page number is 0. Okay, so page number is 0. Now let us access page 1. Okay, so the page 1 and the size is 2, but we have only 3 records. It will give you only the record which is available, third record. Okay, so here size is 2, total elements is 3, page size is we are accessing total page size is pages are 2, and then the page we are accessing is 1. Okay, so this is about all get operations. So what we can do is, with the help of Postman, we can add some record, and we can update the record as well. Okay, employee here I'm going to demonstrate you how we can add a new record. Okay, so here the URL is the same, localhost 9005 employee, and this is a post request, and this is the post body. Okay, first name, last name, and the role. So when I click on send, it will give you it will add this record, and it will give you this response. Okay, it will add this records. Now we can access the record over here. So let us say let us try this itself. Okay, earlier for page 1 and size 2 we are having only one record. Now we will get two records. Okay, so here you can see we got two records here, 0th record and the first record, the record which we have added just now. Okay, and the page size is 2 that we have requested for, and total elements are now it's 4 and total pages are 2, and currently we are accessing the page 1. Okay, so now with the help of this API we are able to access the fourth record. Let us try accessing an invalid record. Okay, let us see what happens. It will give you 404 error. Okay, it will give you 404 error, so we need to handle this accordingly and show the response in the UI. Okay, so this is what I wanted to demonstrate to you people. I hope you people have understood this Spring Data REST API implementation. Okay, so I'll just share this code on my GitHub repository, and I will share the link in the description of this video. I hope you have understood this implementation. If you like this video, please go ahead and like it, and share this with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel for new videos and press the bell icon for notifications on the latest videos. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.